Today on an all-new Dr. Phil.
Yeah! They live in fear of their brother Ryan, who they say turns into a monster if he doesn't get what he wants, mainly marijuana.
He holds us hostage until he gets his way. He gets his marijuana.
Ryan, stop! You don't have an anger problem. That's a relief.
Get the out!
You actually believe that you have the right to rage like this?
The weed smoking isn't a problem. I feel like everything that I do is right.
It's unbecoming and it's outrageous. Today's going to be a changing day in your life. You've never had anybody working harder to bring you to the threshold of change than right now. Now, Alyssa, Amanda, and their brother Dylan say they live in fear of their 25-year-old brother Ryan, who they say turns into a monster with big bulging eyes and starts destroying whatever is in his path if he doesn't get what he wants, mainly marijuana. Now, they call him Raging Ryan, saying Ryan kicks holes in walls, punches doors, destroys furniture. Once he even terrified his sister Alyssa so badly that she hid in her closet with her dog and a taser. Now, his mother Erica even hid in her closet while doing her interview with our producer Allie out of fear that Ryan might hear her and take his temper out on her. And what happens if someone doesn't fulfill his every demand, such as giving him money, marijuana, or making sure he gets his favorite meals? Well, the family says the rages just keep coming. So they admit they walk on eggshells to make sure that Ryan is kept happy with the help of their enabling mother. Take a look.
Ryan just acts like a big baby.
I forgot to pull the off, and I don't even want to do nothing right now. I swear to God.
My older brother Ryan is a loser.
Ryan's very crazy, mental, and psychotic.
Look, you're gonna get your weed, okay?
Serious? When is she gonna come?
Over the years, Ryan's smoking habit has taken over his whole life.
In order to feel normal, Ryan has to be high.
He binges on weed.
Ryan just smokes marijuana around the clock, and he just bullies all of us.
Ryan brags about his weed and how much he can smoke.
These are all my capsules from the weed that I smoke, and this is just not even a quarter of it.
When Ryan runs out of weed, he turns into a big monster.
His eyes are bulging out. He's very aggressive.
Ryan.
Man, what?
You're gonna, don't yell at me like that. No!
He'll punch holes in the wall. He even destroyed my TV.
Shut up, Benny. What? No. What? No.
One time, my brother Ryan threw a chair at me. He didn't have marijuana.
One time, Ryan was out of control. He had a knife in his hand, and I got in the closet with my sister's taser.
Ryan mooches off of all of us to buy marijuana.
My mom is enabling Ryan.
My family's even pawned things for him. They've pawned tools. They've pawned birthday gifts. Mom won't let us call the cops. She's afraid that if the cops show up and Ryan's in an aggressive way, then he'll shoot him dead. I'm currently a nursing student. Because of the studying that I've been doing on mental health, I feel like Ryan does have some kind of mental illness.
Ryan!
All of you guys get the out of my room right now. Get the out!
I feel like he holds us hostage until he gets his way. He gets his marijuana.
Stupid.
Okay, so that's pretty representative, what we were just seeing, right?
Right.
And how often does he rage like this?
This is almost like every day.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it is.
Okay, does anybody check him? Does anybody shut him down, get in his way?
I try to stand up to him and let him know that I'm not terrified of him, but...
But you are.
Yeah.
After he yells and screams at you, after he intimidates and knocks holes in the wall and screams and yells names and threatens and all that, does he come back 10 minutes later and say, hey, listen, I'm sorry, shouldn't have done that? That didn't happen.
No. Nope.
Nope, he'll stay in his room.
And you know what? He'll come out and act like nothing happened.
Okay, now he's 25.
Right.
Why is he still at home?
I don't know. I think he knows he can stay at home and live off my parents.
My dad is afraid, too, at the same time. He is afraid of him.
And he's gone a lot.
Yeah, he's always
Yeah,
working.
he's at work.
Yeah. All right, well, Alyssa, Amanda, and Dylan say that their oldest brother, Ryan, cannot get help until their mother is confronted about her enabling behavior that's putting them all at risk. Take a look.
Growing up, Ryan was a great kid. Boy, things really changed with him.
What?
Don't yell at me like that. My son Ryan is out of control. I feel like I live in fear. He's like a ticking time bomb. We don't know when it's gonna set him off. Years ago, I stood up to Ryan, but that's not worked anymore.
Hey! Get the out of here!
He becomes enraged. He throws fits, just like a big baby.
You too!
So on one occasion, Ryan got mad and he made a hole in this door. Then on another occasion, he broke the handle right here. And then he also made a hole by punching the door. I enable my son because I don't know what else to do at this point. I give Ryan a free place to stay. I give him money to buy marijuana. Everyone tries to keep him happy, so we all pitch in for his marijuana. I can't just lock him out of the house. I'm a mother. I love him. I even wrote into Dr. Phil's show 4 years ago, but I backed out because I was afraid. But now I'm at the point where I just can't take it anymore. I just want to pack up everything and leave this house, leave Ryan behind.
Okay, they say he's not going to get better if you keep enabling him. Are you enabling him?
I don't think I am.
Here's my definition of enable.
Right.
And that is to make something possible, practical or easy, for someone to do or be. And it often perpetuates the problem.
Okay.
So do you make it possible, practical or easy for him to get the drugs and continue the habit?
I do, because I think it's easier to not hear him.
Easier for you?
For everyone involved, because I'm trying, in a way, I'm trying to protect them also.
I kind of made a list of the things that I'm hearing that sound like you're enabling him. Let me see what you think about those things.
Okay.
Well, you allowed him to drop out of high school. You chased after him and drove home after he raged at the store. You drove to husband's work to get him money. He wanted money. You didn't have. You drove to your husband's work to get him the money to buy the drugs with.
Because he was making,
You faked a heart attack to calm him down.
Yes.
Did it?
Nope.
You support him. You pay his rent, groceries, utilities. You cook his favorite meals.
Yes.
You serve him food before anybody else.
Oh, yes.
You buy marijuana for him.
Yes.
You pay to fix the damage that he's done. He tears it up, you pay to fix it.
Yes.
Okay. No consequences for raging, destroying property. There's no consequences.
I'm afraid not, no. That sounds pretty bad.
Because it is. And when we sent producers to interview Ryan at home, they actually witnessed Ryan taking his anger out on his entire family.
Look, you're gonna get your weed, okay?
When the is she gonna come right now? I swear to God, like, this is pissing me the off.
Oh, Dad's calling.
When is she gonna come?
Punch that!
Ryan, okay, listen, your dad's coming, Amanda's coming right now. Can you stop, please?
Oh my God.
Ryan's busy right now because he has no money for weed and Amanda's taking forever.
I need that 35.
Okay, Ryan.
You owe me that 35. Please, can you transfer it to me?
There's people in here and
Oh my God. You know what? I'm not.
Ryan,
Man, what?
don't yell at me like that. No, what are you doing?
I'm not playing anymore. Please get the out of here. Get the out.
Okay. Ryan.
All of you guys get the out of my room right now. Get the out.
Hey. Stop. Go.
Seriously?
Dr. Phil, it's not her fault. It's really not. Ryan will get into a monster. Seriously. And we don't know what he's capable of.
This is not okay. This should not go on another day of your life. This is not okay. And you say, I'm his mother, so I love him, so I'm going to continue to allow him to... Do you think this is in his best interest?
No, it's not.
You're allowing this to go on. You're doing this because you think it keeps peace for you.
Right, I know. I just don't know how else to deal with him.
All right, look, Ryan insists that he is not the one with the problem. He blames his entire family for his anger issues. And I am just dying to hear what that theory is. We're going to meet him next.
I feel like I'm being misunderstood. My family thinks I have an anger problem because I stand up for myself.
Stop! Ryan!
If anything, they should look up to me. If they just kick back and take a little hit, they'll maybe relax.
And later, you're smoking weed every day. You got a weed problem.
I don't think it's the marijuana that's causing my actions.
You have a problem.
Well, I just feel like I don't need the help.
Monday, a brutal assault that went viral. Exclusive interviews with the attacker.
I've never put my hands on a woman before.
According to Brianna, 3 attacks happened that night.
His mother.
He's telling you that he didn't remember doing any of this.
And the victim's sister.
She'd been beaten.
Violently beaten.
If I was not drunk, I would not have done that.
Alcohol's not an excuse.
That's Monday. Then on Tuesday.
He lost their retirement fund, mostly on women he met online.
Sophie is mute. April and I are engaged. This lady is Jane.
Kind of like a soap opera.
Meet Dr. Phil Tuesday.
My brother Ryan's behavior has taken a toll on all of us.
Get out of here, get.
Life at home with my brother is like hell.
It's mentally exhausting.
Ryan's mood controls everyone in the house. If Ryan's in a bad mood, everyone's in a bad mood. All of Ryan's behavior has really affected my mom.
I'm really worried that my mom can have a heart attack.
Go.
I feel like my mom needs to stand up to Ryan.
My mother does need to grow a backbone and tell Ryan who's in charge here.
Well, we are back with Erica and her daughters, Alyssa, Amanda, and her son, Dylan. Now, they all say they would like to move out of their mom, Erica's home, and move on with their lives. But really, they're afraid to leave her alone with their oldest brother, who they call Raging Ryan. Here's what Ryan has to say about all this.
I feel like I'm being misunderstood. I smoke marijuana because it makes me feel better. It makes me feel alive. That was a baby hit. It makes me feel stress-free. When I'm smoking, I feel happy. I feel relieved. My family thinks I have an anger problem because I stand up for myself. I think my family does exaggerate my behavior. I feel like they kind of make things up. If anything, they should look up to me. I get things going. I accomplish things.
Stop! Ryan!
When it comes to my mother, I think that she should try marijuana. And I believe that once she does try that, she won't have a second thought on that. And if they just kick back and take a little hit, they'll maybe relax. If anybody in my household that has anger issues, it's my sister Alyssa. My sister will be the first to go and run and tell my mother. When it comes to my sister Amanda, I feel like she does resent me. I have a dog, I have a pig. Come on. She has a dog and I take care of her dog as well, feed them and pay for that. My brother Dylan is, he's a leech. If you ask me, I feel like I'm the victim here.
So the last thing you said on your tape piece there is you're the victim here.
Yes, sir.
Explain that to me.
They think that I'm this big old monster, but I feel like they're all being hypocrites. I don't have anger problems, and I don't have a weed problem.
You don't have an anger problem and you don't have a weed problem. Well, that's a relief because they seem to think you do. And they think you do because when you're not getting your marijuana, that your frustration tolerance is really low. Do you have a low frustration tolerance?
I wouldn't say I do. I say that, when I smoke my weed, I feel good.
When we were there to tape with you, you were pretty frustrated.
Look, you're gonna get your weed, okay?
When the is she gonna come right now? I swear to God, this is pissing me the off.
Dad's calling.
When is she gonna come?
Punch that.
Ryan.
I'm about to.
Okay, listen. Your dad's coming. Amanda's coming right now. Can you stop, please?
Oh my God.
Ryan is here right now because he has no money for weed and Amanda's taking forever.
I need that 35.
Okay, Ryan.
You owe me that 35. Please, can you transfer it to me?
There's people in here and it's
Oh my God. You know what?
Ryan.
I'm not.
Ryan.
Man, what?
You're gonna don't yell at me like that. No, what are you doing?
I'm not playing anymore. Please get the out of here. Get the out.
Okay. Ryan.
All of you guys get the out of my room right now. Get the out.
Hey. Stop. Go.
Now, if I was just passing by, I would think that was somebody with a rage issue and an anger problem.
I think that guy just needed a little meditation smoke, you know. That wasn't, it definitely wasn't, I mean, it was me, but, you know, it wasn't like the real me, you know.
Well, a month ago, Alyssa brought her newborn baby to visit her family, and as soon as she entered the home, you had an explosive temper tantrum, and so Alyssa tried to run inside of a closet to protect herself and her daughter. Let's take a look at this.
I am so sorry, Haley. I should have never brought you back here. Oh my God, I'm shaking right now.
Yeah, you.
The baby's in here!
Okay!
Get the out of here! Get out of here, Ryan!
Ryan!
It's ridiculous now! It's fucking
I didn't do that!
Stop it! The baby! Ryan!
You too!
Okay, stop!
Stupid.
Now, if I was just passing by and I saw that, I would think that was a guy with a rage problem and an anger problem and low frustration tolerance.
Yeah. I wasn't trying to hurt my baby niece. I love my niece.
I'm worried for you more than I'm worried about you, because I've been doing this 45 years, and people that behave in that fashion get themselves in trouble just by accident. And I made a list of things that the family claims that you've destroyed, and it's a pretty long list. Erica's door, Alyssa's door, your door, Alyssa's closet, walls with holes in them, Dylan's TV, Erica's car, your dad's car, Erica's dresser, Alyssa's daughter's toys, a chair, wine rack, guitar, plates, decorative tree, Halloween decorations, remote control for toy car.
That's all replaceable.
But that's not yours to break.
And Dad always has to patch the holes up.
And you never pay us back for anything.
Well, Ryan told my producers that he leads a full life. So let's take a look at that next.
My first job, I forked over every single check. So that way, you know, we had our utilities on. I deserve the lifestyle that I'm living.
You have the right to rage, is what you're saying.
I've been interested in singing since I was 5 or 6 years old. I love to sing country music.
Ryan has a really good voice.
Cruising down on the road.
It makes him happy when he sings.
I have big plans of pursuing my singing career. I tried out for the X Factor. I got turned down. You know, I took it hard.
That didn't work out for him, so he just gave up.
His marijuana has taken over his life, and he's made it more important than his singing career.
Dr. Phil's on the phone, trying to make me feel all wrong. Yeah, the producers tell me to make a man of me.
Well, we're talking to siblings, Alyssa, Amanda, and Dylan, who all agree on one thing, that their big brother Ryan is a bully who they say needs to grow up and move out of his mother's house. But Ryan says he leads a full life and has no reason to change anything.
Just seeing marijuana, my mouth waters. I can smoke up to about an ounce a day, and that's probably about this much. My marijuana is always on me. I feel empty without it. I sleep with weed next to my bed. I wake and bake. Before I shower, I just grab the bong. I smoke all day, all night. This right here is some good, some good ass weed. I'll tell you that right now. I have a job once a week as a clerk. I make about $150 a week, and I spend about $125 on weed a week.
Let's run it right now, bro.
I play video games for about 8 to 12 hours. It can go all day.
Right now, I'm playing my favorite video game right now online.
I feel great about my life right now. If people in my life have a problem with what I'm doing, you know, it's like, get with it, man. It's 2020. I'll spread the love.
When you watch that back, what do you think? You play video games 8 to 12 hours a day, make $150 a week, spend $100 a quarter on weed.
I think what I'm doing right now is what I deserve, you know, after everything that I've done in my life for everyone, you know. At a young age, you know, my first job, I forked over every single check. I did that so that way, you know, we had our utilities on. Have you guys ever gone without water? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the worst. The weed smoking isn't a problem. I feel like everything that I do is right. I feel like, you know, just like I said, everything that I've done for this family, for my family.
Come on, let's be honest with each other. Just man to man here. Do you actually believe that you have the right to rage like this with these people or anybody?
You know, my life, like, I've been having people throwing blows at me, you know? And so, yeah, you know, I am going to be on my guard up. I am going to be, you know, I am going to be like that. I deserve the lifestyle that I'm living.
Okay, but...
You have the right to rage, is what you're saying.
You know, bits and pieces, a little bit here and there.
And you need to recognize that this is a problem. You know, you really do.
Blood pressure, and it's not good for her health.
But you guys also need to understand that when I smoke weed, I relieve the stress. You know, I calm down to a lower scale.
But who has to fork over your weed?
We also have to pitch in money for your weed.
When I refused to do that for you, what did you do? You threw a chair at me.
You also got a broken TV.
You actually have convinced yourself that you have the right to do that. You have the right to tear up personal property and rage against your own mother because you had a full-time job at one point in your life.
At 16, boiling hot water, you know, in the fireplace for everybody, forking out those checks so that way we wouldn't have to do all that. Well, then, yeah, I do feel that I, like I said, deserve that lifestyle and, you know.
Hey, man, I was living on the street in Kansas City when I was 14, and I never raised my voice to my mother. I never raised my voice to my mother in my entire life. And you justifying that because you had to put a paycheck towards utilities just simply doesn't wash. You're an able-bodied man, 25 years old. You ought to be working a full-time job. You ought to be doing what you can do to take care of yourself. And if you contribute to the family, great. But you at least should be carrying your own weight, not raging at your mother because she doesn't buy you weed and serve you food first. And you're in denial. If you're having that big of a reaction and you're smoking weed every day, you got a weed problem. And you need to be honest with yourself about that. Ryan says Dylan is a hypocrite because he also lives at home and smokes marijuana. Wonder if he rages too. We'll find out after the break.
Most of the time, I do black out. The rage just gets the best of me.
It's a panic reaction, and you claim you don't have an addiction problem. You clearly do.
Both my sons, Ryan and Dylan, smoke marijuana.
I do smoke marijuana as well, but I only do it occasionally.
I feel like he's a hypocrite because he does smoke marijuana. He tries to tell me not to smoke it.
What Ryan needs to understand is I don't let marijuana control my life. I don't let it control my behavior. I know how to control it.
Well, Ryan is 25 years old and living at home. He admits that he spends his days smoking marijuana, playing video games, and eating his mother Erica's cooking. Now, the family says it's time for Ryan to grow up, stop raging, get a real job, move out, and get on with his life. He says, no, I've earned the right to do this, because I contributed to the family early on. You said you started smoking marijuana for kind of self-medicating for anxiety, right?
Right.
Things often start for one reason, but then continue for another. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like no heroin addict ever started doing heroin to become an addict.
Yeah.
They started it because they either wanted pain control or they were partying. So they started doing the drug, but then pretty soon the drug started doing them. And they get addicted to it, and then they just start doing it to keep from getting sick. And you're saying that your brother smokes marijuana, that they don't do everything that they should do. But there's something that I call outrageous overshadowing. And that's when one person's behavior is so outrageous that it overshadows the behavior of another. The things that you're doing are so noisy, they're so outrageous that everybody looks at the squeaky wheel. I mean, you're knocking holes in walls, you're yelling and screaming, so everybody's gonna look at you. What are you gonna be doing this when you're 35?
You know, that part, I can't really say, but one thing when I do have those outrages is most of the time I do black out. The rage just gets the best of me.
It's a panic reaction. You don't have the access to the drug and you start to panic.
Yeah.
And you claim you don't have an addiction problem, but I mean, you clearly do.
I don't think it's the marijuana that's, causing my actions.
You have a problem. You do, and you need to recognize that, Ryan.
You know, without your weed, without your marijuana, you turn to alcohol.
When you turn to beer, you're not a nice drunk.
No.
I feel like you need something, you want something to stay high.
Well, I just feel like I don't need the help. Pretty much like I'm set on my ways.
Well, you're here.
Yeah.
Talking to me. I'm sure you're wishing you weren't, but you are.
Yeah.
And look, coming up, is Ryan gonna get serious with himself and honest with himself about this, or is he gonna remain in denial? I've got a couple of really pivotal questions to ask him that are gonna take courage to answer. We'll see what he says. All I can do is ask. We'll be right back. I'm a pretty good mind reader. Here's what I'm reading. It helps me get through the day, the week, the month, and life.
Dr. Phil, man. I think he took it out of my mind right now. Oh my goodness.
When it comes to smoking weed, my thoughts are, I feel great. Marijuana is wonderful. It's magical.
If you ask my brother about marijuana and what he thinks of it, you will get an earful.
It relieves your stress, makes you happier.
He even grows his own plants.
I have only one going. My dog ate 4 of my plants. This is the 5th one that survived. When my dogs ate my plants, I believe they were a little mellowed out. He wasn't barking, so I think he was okay.
Yeah, there may be benefits of it, but in this case, it's destroying Ryan's life. It's destroying my family. I feel like if things don't change quickly, Ryan's gonna end up dead or in jail.
Well, we're talking to Amanda, Alyssa, and Dylan, who say their older brother, who they refer to as Raging Ryan, is living with his mother at 25. He says he smokes dope every day, all day, plays video games, and makes just enough money to cover his marijuana needs. Now, Ryan, I'm a pretty good mind reader.
Sir.
And let me tell you what I'm reading in your mind right now. You're talking to me, and there's a fear response because I seem to be talking about taking marijuana out of your life. And right now, in your opinion, marijuana is about the only thing that's working for you in your life. And here's this bald guy talking about taking that away from you. And you're saying, what the hell? I mean, that's the only thing that's kind of keeping me going. I mean, it keeps me mellowed out. I get from one day to the next, and If you take that away, you think you've seen rage. You ain't seen rage till you take that out of my life. And I've been holding this together myself. I'm self-medicating here. I'm not doing this for fun. I'm not doing this for party. I'm doing this for management. This is something I do to take care of myself. And now you're saying, oh, you need to quit that. That's bad for you. Well, it may be bad for most people, but it's not bad for me because it helps me get through the day, the week, the month, and life. How am I doing?
Dr. Phil, man, I think he took it out of my mind right now. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Now let me tell you what you should be thinking. Let me give you an alternative script.
Okay.
An alternative script is, you know, I'm 25 and living with my mother. I'm knocking holes in walls, so this medication I'm self-medicating with is obviously not doing all that good of a job. It hasn't solved any problems, it's just masking them. And I've got talent. I should be, at 25, living on my own, supporting myself, pursuing a career in music or whatever it is that lights my fire. But if I've got a problem with anxiety or something, if somebody's got a better way to handle that, then give it to me. Just don't take the one thing I've got to self-manage away from me and not put something in its place. You want to take that away? Fine. Give me something better. That is what I would want you thinking if you were listening to me. Because you are raging and you're blacking out, which means you don't realize what you're doing. And what's going to happen is you're going to accidentally run into Amanda, knock her down. She's going to trip and fall accidentally, hit her head on the corner of a table, and you're going to be up for manslaughter. Or you're going to just accidentally bump into somebody. Hurts. You're a big, strong guy. You're an all-day sucker if somebody tries to control you when you're raging. You're going to hurt somebody even if it's accidental. And you're going to wind up in jail. And that's going to be a bad situation. I think you need to deal with your addiction and deal with the anxiety that underlies it and see if the world looks different to you, learning how to handle this in a different way. And I'm prepared to give you the option to do that. I'm prepared to put you into a serious dual diagnosis treatment program that will deal with what's going on with you inside and deal with your addiction problem all at the same time and give you a chance to hit the reset button and start your life, because I think you deserve it. I think you're a good guy. I think you're a talented guy. And I think you deserve the right to have a restart. And I've brought some people here today. I want to introduce Deanna Crosby, the clinical director, and Brooke McKenzie, the director of assessments and intake, both from New Method Wellness. And New Method Wellness is a dual diagnosis substance abuse treatment center located in the beautiful oceanfront community of San Juan Capistrano. It provides a vast array of treatment modalities catered to each of their clients' needs. And it's an emphasis on blending evidence-based therapies with holistic therapeutic approach. You guys can help him, right?
Absolutely, Ryan. We're at a pivotal moment right now, and I want you to be really excited about this because what Deanna and I are here to offer is something truly groundbreaking for you. I think we want for you what we want for every New Method Wellness client, which is a first-rate opportunity to experience world-class treatment in a beautiful coastal setting. And Deanna, as our clinical director, I know you can share something with Ryan that's meaningful.
Ryan, I think New Method Wellness could teach you to completely change your life. You have so much going for you, and you need to tap into those resources, and you need to be the best man you can be.
I just fear for my life without having the weed. And
I've never confessed that to anyone. I feel lost at the moment. I can feel Mary Jane leaving, and it's like a breakup. You know, it's just a.
Maybe you need that.
That may sound funny, but it's true.
Terrifying.
You know.
Listen, you're being completely honest, and when I was reading your mind, I said, if you're gonna ask me to not do this, then you got to give me something to take its place. And I'm just asking you to take a leap of faith with me that I'm not going to leave you out there by yourself. We're not going to leave you in some kind of horrible withdrawal where anxiety just comes up and chokes you to death. We're going to walk with you step by step by step. You're not going to do this alone. But it takes courage to say yes.
I'll try it. I'll do it. Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna let Ryan go backstage and talk with you guys and work this out because he's being very sincere, and I want him to have all of his questions answered. This is not a leap of blind faith, it's just a leap of faith. So we'll be right back. I'd like to thank all of my guests today, including my friends from New Method Wellness, Clinical Director Deanna Crosby and Director of Assessments and Intake Brooke McKenzie for their offer to help Ryan. For more information about today's show, log on to drphil.com. Jennifer Rundgren wrote me on this post, when you're trying to feed the baby, but he's just as into watching Dr. Phil as you are, LOL. Well, baby, thanks for watching. All right, thanks, guys. You know, people always ask me what I love most about Robin. Well, there's not enough time to say. I mean, right? I definitely love her smile. And my mother always told me, if you want her to fall in love with you, make her laugh.
Oh, she was so sweet.
She really
precious,
was, yeah.
Yes.
We miss her. But every time she laughs, I fall in love all over again, right?
Oh, well, that's so sweet. Now, I'm kind of conflicted because I feel like I should laugh right now for you, but
Yeah.
what you just said kind of makes me want to cry.
No, well, you can do either one. But speaking of love, come on, Valentine's Day is just around the corner, and you have something special that you created, so tell us about it.
Yes, I sure do. In fact, let me get it. Oh, I have this precious little travel bag I call my romantic getaway kit. It's a sweetheart of a skincare gift. So
Sounds
notice I
perfect,
said,
Valentine's. I'm your sweetheart.
That's right.
So what's in the bag?
So in it, I have my Foaming Joy Facial Cleanser and Polish to Perfection Exfoliating Scrub, very important. And my hydrated skin equals youth moisturizer. Then I have my Poor Tiny Me cream that makes your skin appear smoother. And I love all of those.
And all of Robin's products in her luxury skincare collection have a patented dynamic infusion technology that delivers the ingredients into skin quicker and deeper. She's got my tennis buddies hooked on them as well. I mean, seriously, they actually put these things on all the time. Tell us about the facial mask.
Well, I created this facial mask just for Valentine's Day. And it's brand new. It gives your skin a cool burst of hydration. And I named it, she is one cool chick. I really love her. And you'll notice instead of love, I put a red heart. And just for Valentine's Day. If you want to perk up your skin and your spirits any time of day, I included Hard Work Equals a Bonus, my Rose Hydrating Toning Mist. And my Ultra Rich Hold Me Tight Cream gives you the softest hands ever.
Well, how about a little bling for Valentine's Day, right? You got something in there that's shiny, right?
Oh, for sure. Because I love sparkle, I created a brand new Swarovski crystal bow necklace. Yes.
Yeah, look at that.
Yes.
All right, and there's only one place that you can get Robin's Romantic Getaway Kit, and that's at RobinMcGrawRevelation.com. And audience, Robin is treating you today because you're going home with all the products in her Romantic Getaway Kit. Okay? So there you go. How about that? Okay, now do you want to join us here in the audience? The tickets are free, so just go to drphil.com for all the details. We'll see you next time. RobinMcGrawRevelation.com.